Before we begin tonight's story, take a moment to adjust your volume. Make it soft, gentle, and easy on your ears. Not too loud, not too quiet, just enough for the words to reach you, like a whisper drifting through the night. The right volume will let the sounds blend with your breath, and the story will wrap around you like a blanket. Find that perfect balance now, and when you're ready, let the journey begin. Tonight, we journey to the ocean, a place where time is carried by waves, where the horizon stretches endlessly, and where the rhythm of the water becomes the rhythm of your breath. The day has ended, and the world has grown quiet. Now, only the sea remains, vast and patient, waiting to guide you into rest. You step onto the shore, where sand meets the edge of the tide. The grains are cool beneath your feet, soft, shifting gently with your weight. Each step sinks slightly, then releases, as if the earth itself were rocking you into calm. Ahead, the ocean spreads wide and shimmering. The moonlight touches its surface, scattering into silver ripples that move slowly, steadily, never ending. The air is cool, tinged with salt and wind, and every breath you take fills you with its freshness. You breathe it in deeply, and as you exhale, you feel lighter, softer, as though the tide itself is carrying your worries away. The waves roll forward, then retreat, then return again. Their rhythm is patient, steady, endless. It is the rhythm of night, of calm, of sleep. Behind you, the world is gone. No noise, no burden, no weight of the day. Only the shore, only the sea, only the stars above. They guide you forward, step by step, until you reach a small wooden boat waiting at the water's edge. The boat is simple but strong. Its wood is smooth, shaped by time, touched by countless tides. It rests quietly, rocking with the water, as if it were waiting just for you. You place your hand on its side, and it feels steady, warm beneath the cool night air. You step in, and the boat accepts you. The rope slips free, and the current begins to carry you gently away from the shore. The sand fades behind, the waves widen before you, and the night sky opens above like a vast cathedral of stars. You sit within the boat, held safely, guided by the water, embraced by the night. And as the ocean carries you forward, you know there is nothing left to do, nothing left to hold. Only this moment, only this journey, only this rest. The boat rocks gently as it drifts away from the shore. The water cradles it with patience, lifting it slightly, lowering it again, each movement unhurried, steady, calm. You sit within it, your body resting against the smooth wooden frame, your hands lying loosely at your sides. There is no need to row, no need to guide. The current itself carries you, as if it knows exactly where you need to go. The night sky stretches endlessly above. Stars scatter across it like silver dust, shimmering faintly in the vast expanse. The moon hangs low and bright, its reflection lying across the surface of the water like a glowing path. It feels as though the moonlight is guiding you, leading your small boat deeper into the stillness of the sea. The sound of the ocean surrounds you. Waves rise and fall with a rhythm that never falters, never hurries, never ends. They move in patterns older than memory, patterns that echo in your chest as you breathe, in and out. The waves roll forward, and your breath follows. The waves drift back, and your breath eases. You are part of the ocean's rhythm now. The air is cool and fresh, touched by salt and wind. It brushes softly against your skin, carrying with it the scent of endless water, of open space, of freedom. Each breath you take fills you with calm, washing you clean of noise, of weight, of thought. Each exhale carries away what you no longer need. The ocean accepts it all, folding it into its endless tide. As you lean back, the wooden boat holds you steady. The boards are worn smooth, polished by years of waves and journeys, and they feel solid beneath you. Though the sea stretches vast in every direction, you are not lost. You are safe, guided, held by the patience of the water and the steady glow of the moon. The waves lap against the boat with a gentle sound. It is not sharp or sudden, but soft, like a whisper, like a hand brushing across the surface of the night. Each sound arrives, rests upon your ears, then fades, leaving only silence behind. And then another comes, just as soft, just as patient, just as calm. The music of the ocean is endless, yet it never repeats the same way twice. It is alive, yet it is timeless. You look toward the horizon. It is a line drawn in silver where sky meets sea. It does not end. It stretches beyond sight, beyond thought, beyond time. And yet, it does not overwhelm you. It comforts you, reminding you that the world is vast, but you are steady within it. The boat may be small, but it is enough. The ocean may be endless, but it is gentle. You belong here. The stars above shimmer faintly, their light traveling across immeasurable distances just to reach you tonight. They do not ask for attention, but you feel them anyway, steady companions in the quiet sky. You imagine them watching, keeping their calm vigil as you drift deeper into rest. You close your eyes for a moment, and the sounds of the sea deepen. The rhythm of the waves grows clearer, like a heartbeat that has always been there. The boat rocks gently, the air moves across your skin, the ocean breathes around you, and within it all, you too begin to breathe more slowly, more deeply, more peacefully. The night does not ask anything of you. It only gives. It gives silence. It gives calm. It gives rest. And you accept it, sinking further into its embrace. Time drifts like the waves themselves. Minutes fold into one another, soft, endless, without edges. You are not measuring anymore. You are not waiting. You are simply being carried. By the water, by the air, by the night. By the rhythm of the ocean, patient and eternal. And as the boat continues forward, guided only by the current and the moonlight, you know you are safe. You are calm. You are exactly where you need to be. On this journey, on this ocean, within this night. Held, carried, and at peace. The boat drifts further from the shore, carried only by the tide. Behind you, the line of land fades into shadow until it is no more than a faint curve against the horizon. Before you, the ocean spreads without end, vast and silver beneath the moon. You do not feel lost. You feel free. The water carries you, and the sky watches over you, and the boat holds you steady. There is nothing to do, nothing to control, only to drift, to breathe, to rest. The waves rise gently, lifting the boat, then lowering it again. Each rise is calm, each fall is soft. It is like being held in a cradle, rocked by hands larger than the world itself. The rhythm is endless, but it never tires you. It soothes you, carrying you deeper into stillness. The moonlight spreads across the water, a path of silver stretching all the way to the horizon. It shimmers with every ripple, shifting, bending, never still. You watch the light move and realize it is alive, like the ocean itself. It does not stay the same, yet it never disappears. It reminds you that change can be calm, that motion can be gentle. The air tastes of salt and wind. It brushes against your face, cool and steady, carrying freshness into every breath. With each inhale, your lungs fill with the vastness of the sea. With each exhale, the last fragments of the day slip away, lost to the endless tide. You lean back against the boat, letting it carry your weight. The wood is firm but smooth, warmed faintly by the day that has passed, cooled now by the night. It feels safe, strong, certain. Even in the middle of the ocean, you are held, you are steady. The sound of the waves is constant, yet never the same. One rolls past, soft against the boat, then another follows, lower, quieter, slower. The water sighs, then falls silent, then sighs again. It is not a song you can predict, yet it is one you know by heart. It is the song of the sea, a lullaby sung for countless nights, for countless dreamers, across countless years. You close your eyes and let that song enter you. The rhythm folds into your breath. The whispers of water fold into your mind. The stillness folds into your body. And slowly you feel yourself drifting, not just across the ocean, but into rest, into peace. When you open your eyes again, the stars have grown brighter. They seem closer now, as though the sky has lowered itself to watch over you more closely. Each one glimmers with patience, never hurried, never fading, 1,000 tiny guardians stretched across the heavens. You tilt your head back and let your gaze linger on them. They do not ask for anything. They do not demand. They simply shine, steady and silent, a reminder that even in the deepest night, light is always present. The boat sways gently beneath you, rocking in time with the waves. You feel every rise, every fall, and you surrender to it. You do not resist, you do not guide. You allow yourself to be carried, and in that surrender you find freedom. The ocean is vast, but you are not small within it. You are part of it. Your breath is the rhythm of the tide. Your body is the vessel carried by the waves. Your mind is the sky above, wide and endless, filled with stars. Far off, you hear the faint cry of a seabird. It drifts across the water, soft and distant, then fades into silence. The sound lingers only as a memory, but it is enough to remind you that you are never alone. The sea is full of life, even in its quietest hours. The moonlight bends across the ripples, scattering into fragments of silver. They sparkle like jewels upon the surface, appearing, disappearing, appearing again. You watch them until your eyes grow heavy, until the light and the water blur into one. You close your eyes once more. The boat sways, the water sings, the air cools your skin, and all of it carries you further into calm. The night holds you, the ocean carries you, and sleep waits. Patient, steady, inevitable. The boat continues on the silver road of moonlight, and the sea keeps breathing around you, a calm, endless, patient breath. You lean back against the smooth wood, feeling how it has weathered years of wind and tide, how it remembers every swell, every hush, every night like this. The edges are rounded, not by force, but by time, by the soft insistence of water and the quiet touch of air. Above, the sky opens like a cathedral, dark and deep and full of quiet stars. They do not blaze, they do not demand, they simply stay, steady points in an infinite room. Every star a small promise that light can live inside stillness, and stillness can hold light. you let your gaze soften, and the shapes of constellations blur to gentle clusters, like handfuls of salt scattered across velvet. The more you look, the less you need to look, because you feel the sky, not with your eyes, but with your whole body, as if the night itself has a heartbeat, and it matches your own. The waves rise and fall, they rise and fall, not high, not low, just enough to cradle you, just enough to rock the boat into a rhythm you can rest inside, up and down, forward and down, the curve of the water, repeating itself kindly. You notice how the moon writes on the sea, thin silver letters that fade and return, sentences that never finish, phrases that begin again. The surface breaks in countless fragments. Each fragment becomes a tiny mirror, and each mirror returns a different softness of light. It is all motion, and it is all peace, a language without words. Yet you understand it anyway. A breeze arrives, and leaves, arrives again, and leaves, touching your face like cool silk, touching your hands like a story of distant shores. It smells of salt, and something clean, and something old. The oldness of oceans, the oldness of time, and the strange comfort of being part of something so vast that it makes every worry small enough to set down. You let the worries go, one by one, like pebbles dropped into the deep. They sink without splash, because the sea knows how to receive what is released. It presses nothing back. It keeps nothing that tries to float away. It only takes what you are ready to let go, and folds it into miles and miles of calm. Your shoulders loosen. The space across your chest opens smoothly. Your breath travels farther, not harder, just farther, like a small boat reaching a wider bay, in gently, out completely, in the cool, wide night, out the old, used air again and again, until breathing no longer feels like something you do, but something the world does through you. The boat makes the smallest sounds, a soft timber hush at the seam, the faintest tap, as a ripple greets the hull. From time to time the wood answers, a tender creak, a careful sigh, nothing urgent, only the speech of materials at rest. Everything here speaks that way, the water, the wood, the wind, the wide dark, each with a voice quiet enough to keep you calm and clear enough to guide you deeper. You close your eyes, and the night is still there, not gone, just closer. The silver path shines behind your eyelids. A slow rocking continues, the same gentle measure like a lullaby sung by the world. You feel your thoughts unthread, their knots loosening, without you needing to pull. Sometimes a thought drifts back. You notice it, you thank it, and you let it pass, the way a wave passes under the boat, without changing where you're going. Somewhere far away, a seabird speaks once, thin and clear, like a pin of light. Then the sound is gone, and the sea closes the space around it, as soft as a hand, smoothing a blanket. The blanket of night covers you easily, not heavy, not light, exactly as much as you need. You look again at the horizon and realize that it is not a line, but a band of possibility, where the sky lowers to touch the sea, and the sea reaches to hold the sky. A meeting that is always happening, always gentle, always new. You float toward that meeting, not to arrive, but to continue. Because arrival is not the point. The point is the quiet, The point is the rocking. The point is the freedom to be carried without effort. You think of the shore only as a memory of footsteps in sand, cool grains giving way, then filling back, and that too feels like the ocean's lesson. Everything gives. Everything fills. Nothing needs to be held in a fist. Everything can be held in a palm and offered to the tide. The moon leans higher, then steadies, its reflection lengthening, narrowing, widening, a ribbon that never tears. You can almost imagine taking hold of that ribbon, but you do not need to. It is already tied to your breath, already tied to the keel, already tied to the quiet inside your chest. The longer you drift, the more you sense a kind of spacious silence, not empty, but full of subtle details. The seam of wind where cool meets a cooler, the soft grit of salt on your lips, the tiny mist when a small crest folds. You feel the world in textures, more than in thoughts. And textures are easier than thoughts because they ask for nothing. They simply arrive and pass and arrive again. Your eyelids lower and lift and lower, each time a little longer, each time a little heavier. The stars blur to petals of light. The moon thins to a brushstroke. Your body understands the message. Not yet. Not exactly sleep, but close, very close. The kind of nearness that needs nothing from you, except a quiet yes. You set that yes inside your breath, and it rides the next wave, and the next, and the next, until yes and wave and breath are the same thing, the same easy, returning thing. The boat turns a little, only a little, as the current chooses a smoother lane. You let it choose. You let the water be the clever one, and you discover how restful it is to let some other body carry the map, to let the ocean be the mind, and you be the heart, beating slowly, steadily in the cradle of the hull. Night reaches around you, not closing, but holding. The sea keeps writing softly with its silver pen. The sky keeps the lights steady above. Your hands rest warm on your lap. Your jaw has forgotten how to clench. Your spine lengthens like a rope freed of its knot. Everything that needed to soften, softens. Everything that needed to quiet, quiets. And the water, and the wind, and the wide, wide, dark, carry you on as gently as sleep itself. The night deepens around the small boat, yet the sea grows calmer, as if the world is teaching you the final steps toward rest. The waves are smaller now, not even waves, more like breathing marks. Tiny rises, tiny falls. Barely enough to move your thoughts, only enough to keep the rhythm. So you do not need to make one. The moon begins its slow descent. Its silver softening, its ribbon upon the water thinning into silk. The stars answer by sharpening, each one a clear, patient eye, watching with kindness, not with judgment. They seem closer. Perhaps because your attention is closer. Perhaps because when the body is quiet, the sky moves nearer of its own accord. Your eyes close and open and close again. Each time a little longer, each time a little heavier. You are not trying to sleep. You are allowing sleep to find you, like a tide finds a quiet cove, like a lullaby finds a child. Because that is what you are tonight. Not small, not helpless, but gladly carried. The air cools further. Clean, salt soft. It brushes your forehead, your cheeks, then leaves, then returns, an attendant who needs no thanks, a friend whose company is mostly silence. You check your breath, lightly, only to realize it no longer needs checking. It is a sea breath, wide, even gentle, in, like the boat rising, out, like the boat sinking, in, like the ribbon of light lengthening, out, like it slipping thin into the dark, again and again, until the words in and out lose their edges and become the simplest movement. The boat itself feels warmer now, perhaps from the memory of day, perhaps from the quiet of your own body. The plank beneath your back holds you. The curve under your knees fits, as if the wood was shaped for this hour, for this body, for this rest, somewhere far off. A swell turns over. You feel the message, rather than the motion, a whisper informing the water near you that the ocean is ready to sleep too, and everything nearby listens, and everything nearby agrees. Thoughts that would normally circle have grown tired of the path. They drift to the edges, like small boats, and tie themselves to the posts of forgetfulness. There is nothing in you now that needs to be solved. There is only what is being soothed. You let the last names of the day dissolve. The last shapes of worry go soft. There is no list here, no clock, no map that asks for decisions. The only map is the moon's pale line, and even that you do not have to follow. It follows you because the ocean carries both of you as easily as breath carries air. Your hands are warm, resting. Your jaw is loose. Your eyes feel like shells, set gently in sand. Your heart remembers the smaller beat, the one it learned long ago, when all comfort came from rocking, and all explanation came from being held. The sky lowers, or perhaps you rise. It is hard to tell. The distances change when the body begins to sleep. What was far becomes near. What was loud becomes something like mist. Even the stars become soft coins scattered across a velvet table. You do not need to count them. You only need to know. They will remain, whether your eyes are open or closed. The edge of the world, where sea meets sky, has lost its line entirely. The horizon is a blending, a kind meeting, a place without angles, where your mind can rest without walls, even inside your thoughts. The corners have rounded, and that is why everything feels easier, because roundness is kinder. And tonight, kindness is the only shape you need. You imagine, for a moment, the boat as a cradle made of moonlight, the ocean as a quilt sewn from salt and stars, the sky as a canopy, held open by patient hands. It is not fantasy. It is a way of naming what your body already knows, that you are safe here, and the world is not asking, but offering quiet, offering warmth, offering that last, small step. Your breathing slows further, the pauses lengthen naturally. You do not push, you do not plan. You let the pauses be, and inside those pauses, you hear nothing, but it is a generous nothing, a restful nothing, the kind of nothing that lets sleep approach. If a thought returns, you let it perch for a moment, to preen its feathers, to turn once, then fly, without needing you to watch its flight. You are done watching. You have learned the shape of the night, and the night has learned the shape of you. Each accepts the other, without change, without pressure, only with the softness that arrives when the work is over. Now, the moon is low, its bright edge almost touching the seam of water. The ribbon of light ahead thins to a thread and then to a gleam, and you realize you do not need a path because the boat knows how to rock, and the sea knows how to hold, and the sky knows how to keep the lights for you, even when you are not looking. The last thing you notice is the hush, how complete it is, how kind. It is not a hush that hides, it is a hush that heals. You rest the whole length of your body inside that hush, and the boat answers with a small yes, and the ocean answers with a long yes, and your heart answers with the yes. It learned before words. You do not need to step into sleep. Sleep will step toward you. It has been walking on the silver road all along. It is already at the side of the boat. It is already a weightless blanket in your hands. It is already the simplest word on your lips. Yes, yes, yes. The night is almost silent now. The sea moves so slowly, it is no longer a rhythm, but a long, soft sigh. The boat hardly rocks, only the faintest sway, the kind that barely touches your senses, yet reminds you you are being carried still. The moon has lowered. Its glow is pale, thin, like a candle about to rest. The ribbon of light across the water has faded to threads, and the stars hold their vigil quietly. They do not move, they do not ask, they simply remain, patient, eternal. Your breath is slower than ever. In, soft. Out, softer still. The pauses between are longer, but they do not need filling. They are full already, full of calm, full of night. The air brushes your face once more, cool, tender, kind. It does not linger, it simply reminds you. The world is gentle, and then it drifts away again. Every muscle is heavy now. Your arms rest where they have fallen. Your legs forget effort. Your jaw lies loose, your forehead smooth. The body has learned stillness, and the mind follows. Thoughts no longer circle. They no longer rise with edges. They appear as faint shadows, then dissolve into the wide hush, like mist dissolving into air, like foam dissolving into the tide. The stars above blur behind your eyelids. Their light still reaches you, but it arrives as warmth, not as shape. The sky covers you like a blanket, stitched with points of silver, and you sink beneath it, comforted, hidden, safe. The ocean holds you, the boat holds you, the night holds you, and you hold nothing at all. Everything that needed carrying has been given away. Everything that needed releasing has gone into the tide. What remains is only this stillness, this silence, this rest. Sleep is already here, not waiting at the horizon, not walking the silver road, but sitting quietly beside you, breathing with you, closing your eyes with its hands of calm. Let yourself drift. Let yourself fall. Let yourself rest completely. Good night. Good night. Sleep deeply now. The sea will carry you. The stars will keep you, and morning will come only when it is ready. Until then, there is only sleep, only peace, only dreams.